Speaking to an older African-American gentleman earlier this evening. This man has been around a lot of wisdom, made some mistakes in life, but those mistakes have made him even wiser. I enjoy speaking to old folks, especially old African-Americans, because there's something about suffering that gives you a particular insight. You know, Richard Pryor said, you don't get to be old being no fool. And he said you see a lot of young fools and they're dead. And I think that's true. I think this is a certain thing that we've been missing in our community, is the ability to have opportunities to sit back and talk to old people, listen to the old stories, because this is where wisdom comes from. I think there's an old biblical saying about honoring your mother and father and your days will be long. And I don't think it's some spooky spiritual thing where you're going to get punished if you don't. But it's just a reality that your mother and your father are people that have been around, have gotten experiences, insight, and understanding. And if we honor them and we listen to them, that our days will be longer, our days will be more comfortable, and we will be more prosperous. But oftentimes we don't listen to our parents, and oftentimes we have the chuckle, but it is sort of a subconscious lament that now I know what my mother or now I know that my father was talking about. But if we could just take the advice when we don't know what they're talking about, when we don't quite understand, but just because we're honoring them, we'll find ourselves, in a better position as we get older. Because they know. They know. So what I'm suggesting today is that every day that we wait, every day that goes by that we don't take action to fix the situation of our lives is just one day further away from being better. And then when we get focused, just start take that step, take that first step, and just begin walking the right direction. Like anything is possible. You just got to believe it. And if not for you, stretch. And believe it for your children. Now there are ways, because it can be overwhelming. I could have looked at that paper where that advisor gave with all those classes on it and determined, I'm not going to be able to do this. There's just too much. All this stuff I got to do. How can I do this? And I could have just lost my mind. First quarter, I took like 3 classes. Next quarter, I took 2 classes. And then for the next 3.5 years, I just took 1 class a quarter. I mean, I had some classes earlier, but that's what it took. Whatever it needed to take, that's what it took. My daughter has a playroom. A lot of toys. My wife likes it to be straight and neat. But whenever my wife has her girlfriends over, her girlfriends that have kids, they go in the playroom and they just like tear it up, And then they go home, and then my wife wants my daughter to clean it up, and she's like, that's not fair. It was your friends' kids. She doesn't say that, but I know that's what she's thinking. And my wife made her one, we go in there and clean it up, it's your playroom, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think it was fair either. But I don't want to challenge my wife in front of my child, so I went in there. I said, look, I'm going to have you clean it up. She felt a little better. I said, we're going to make it, because it was told up, okay? And so I said, we're going to make a game out of this. She looked at me like I'm crazy. I said, look, each of us, we're going to pick up 50 things, okay? I don't care how small, but we're going to pick up 50 things, both of us. Okay? So we went and pick 50 things. Man, that room was just about clean when we were done. I said, okay, now we're going to pick up 25 more things. We started picking up, came to the point where we had 22. And we're looking around and picking up something else, 23, 24, finally 25. Made it fun for her. And she was able to accomplish a large task by looking at smaller accomplishments. And as she addressed those small accomplishments, the whole thing fixed itself.
It's not always easy to find this type of inspiration and motivation at any time in our lives. Lives are kind of hectic, a lot of bad news going on, especially when we turn on the television. Just try to peruse the channels looking for something to watch. What I'm letting you know is that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can find our programs Listen, Urban Consciousness Revitalization, and Another Perspective, our spiritual program, on the internet, online, 24/7, at WellSpringsOnline.org. I hope to see you there.
Piece by piece. You know, Michelangelo, David, you know, there's David, that big statue of David. David. He was asked once, you know, about how difficult it was to be able to chisel that out. And he said, no, it really wasn't that difficult. He said, David, he was in there all the time. I just had to free him.